Good evening. I felt like it was about time for me to check in again and share a little bit more about what's going on at the moment for me. And yeah, I've had some really beautiful feedback from my last video, and I just wanted to share my gratitude for that. Wow, it's like I felt for so long so nervous to share myself with the world, and then when I did last week sometime, and I shared where I was at, my vulnerability and my experience, and yeah, to have it received with such beautiful comments from people is just really reassuring to me that I am on the right path. So thank you, and I will keep sharing, keep pushing into my edges, and yeah, seeing where that leads me. So yes, so today is a real changing day for me. It feels like things are really shifting now. The last 2 days building up to today has been quite traumatic, with lots of change and lots of restoration, regeneration. Yeah, so there's lots of stuff moving around. We had a weekend of storms and lots of wind, and Gaia cleaning house, she's shifting everything, blowing it all around, and yeah, we felt that in our house as well. So there's been big changes with the living situation and deep lessons. And the stuff that's really been coming up for me is about trusting my sisters and trusting the feminine. And my wounding was that my trigger has been around feeling rejected by women, and the sentence like, I'm just not part of the group, so feeling this left out feeling, like I'm just not part of it, or I'm not cool enough, or I'm not accepted into the group. So I've been feeling a lot of that the last few days, and feeling really vulnerable in that, feeling quite alone, even though I have this amazing community around me, still feeling like somehow I'm not part of it. Or yeah, so it's really been fascinating to dive into that for myself, and find out, well, what's that really about? And yeah, it goes back to school, as most of it does, and just like bitchiness at school and feeling like I wasn't part of the group then, and then back in earlier than that, the family dynamic, and feeling like with the sister thing, and feeling like having to compete for attention and to be part of the family. So yeah, but what I've found really helpful this week is just to share. This week is only Tuesday, is just to share these feelings that I'm having with my sisters, because it's not really about them or anything that they're doing. It's my reaction to the situation that I'm being presented with. So if something happens and I get triggered and I go back into this memory of school, of being left out and being not cool and being bullied, or all of the things that happened then, and this one thing that happens triggers all of that. We're in Venus retrograde in Scorpio, and so for me a lot of my wounding is arising to do with this feminine wound, all the times where I felt like I couldn't trust a woman, and so yeah, it's really deep. And yeah, it's been quite, by sharing it, it's really been quite transformational. I had 2 really deep conversations with 2 of my sisters yesterday about this, and about this feeling of not feeling part of it all. And actually just by sharing it, it released that feeling, because then I realised as I was sharing this to 2 of my sisters that that's not true, because I'm sharing this with you and I'm part of, it's just like, wow, oh my god. So sometimes these feelings, they stay buried inside, and there's again, this fear of communicating the true feelings through fear of rejection or feeling silly or all of these things. But I feel like I'm getting more and more courageous to really share how I feel deep down inside, you know, not just keeping it all to myself and being miserable inside, but being truly authentic and sharing that authentic self with the people around me. And I feel like when we all start doing this more regularly, we're like, say how we feel when we feel it. Everybody knows where everybody stands. Everybody knows what everybody wants, what our boundaries are. And because we're being more clear. But I think a lot of us, myself included, it's like, or we wasn't allowed to say what we wanted or what we really felt when we was younger, or we didn't see that from our families. So yeah, and it gets buried down and down and down until boiling point, until something happens that makes us erupt, and then we have to go through it. But I think if we can communicate as things arise, that's been really helpful for me to, because then I don't dwell on it, and I'm not constantly like thinking about it for ages, like, oh, they don't like me, or all these things that I feel. It's like, wow, okay, let's go back again, let's reverse it, come back to myself. It's not about them. What's this triggering in me? And I had this real like light bulb this morning when I was doing a yoga practice and I was dancing and I started singing, and then I kissed Mother Earth, and I just thought, wow, this is it, you know, like all these feelings that I have inside of me, you know, I keep dwelling on them and going over them again and again and again and trying to resolve them. And it's quite dispersed, you know, in like, I'm not centered when I'm doing that. I'm not present in my body. So I'm in my mind and I'm thinking about, oh, what happened, la la la, you know, and going over and over and over. It's not really helping me to release it in a way. It's kind of programming it to keep happening again because I'm keep going over it. But what I found is if I have these feelings now, like this morning was a great example, it's like when I start moving my body, it's like I'm breathing, it's yoga, right? So inhaling and exhaling and just being present in my body in this moment. So I can allow the energy to move from my body, you know, and I'm not in my mind anymore, so I'm present with myself. And the more that I'm present with myself, the more I love myself, the more centered I am, embodied. I'm not constantly looking for things which are wrong. I'm just enjoying life for what it is, and that's beautiful, right? I mean, after my practice this morning, I was so happy and just feeling like, wow, this is it, you know, this is really I felt this connection to myself and my body, which I hadn't felt for a few days because I've been so in this process. Then I remembered my practice. Aha! This is why we do the yoga. This is why we dance. This is why we move our bodies, you know. And I was shaking a lot and helping this energy to move. You know, I don't want to hold this in my body anymore. I'm moving it. I'm choosing to move. And yeah, feeling the shift from that is just like, whoa, okay, yes. So I'm going to make a plan to move more often. it's easy for me to get swooshed away in life, and these crucial points like this daily practice can get swooshed away and put on the back burner. But really, this is our priority now, you know, really every day, sacred practice, time for myself to honour my needs. How am I feeling? What do I need to nourish me right now? Do I need to dance? Do I need to lay down in Shavasana and hold my womb? Do I need to sing for an hour? What do I need to nourish me now? You know, so every day, this is my practice now. I'm going to promise you, so promise myself as well, to spend time every day in sacred practice, no matter what that is for us, because we all have different ways to nourish ourselves, right? So yeah. But I'm feeling really good today since this morning in my practice I'm feeling like, wow. But when I get into this real kind of place of the past and what's happened to me, it's kind of like a slippery slope down, you know. And it is good to go down there, like, completely. I really feel like the benefits in that. But it's like, I like to dive down, feel the feeling, find the roots. So I'm diving down to the roots. So not just this one trigger or this one experience of what's happened, but further, go back, back, back. So when I have a trigger, for example, feeling left out of the group, you know, feeling not part of it all. Okay, what's this triggering in me from the past? Why is this still triggering me? Because I don't feel good enough to be part of the group. Aha! Okay, so we're going back to self-worth again. So I'm going back down, all the way down to the bottom, finding the roots of that plant, you could call it a plant, and then taking it out from the bottom and saying, oh, okay, yeah, oh, there's my little child again. Hello, love. I love you. You are so, so loved. You're good enough. You are perfect just as you are. Like, let's just do what you love. What would you love right now? So speaking to my little child, my little girl, little Rebecca. What do you need, little Rebecca? And she'll tell me, I want to play. I want to do a handstand. Or I want to go and lay down. Or I want to wrap up and snuggle. So just listening to her is like the best medicine. And then giving her what she's asking for as well. Whatever that is. It might be chocolate, so be it. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel the learning for me is not focusing on that one situation that triggers me or those people in my life now. I could focus on the sisters who I don't feel this connection with, who I feel this trigger with, and focus all my energy on this and think about it over and over and over again. But really, it's just bringing up something in me to be loved, to be healed. So when I remember this, I can pause my brain, say, thank you, that's very good, but we don't need to go there. We're going to go actually right back to the front, to the beginning of when it all started, and why do we feel like this? Can we change that? Do we need to change that? You know? And when I ask the divine, I say the divine, some people say God, for assistance, and I say, what do I need? It's always love. You know, just feed more love into this, to everything that arises. What would love do now? And when I choose love, things seem to get a lot easier. But we have to come into compromise with the mind, give the mind a little rest and say, hey, thank you for being awesome and all the things you do and working things out and adding things up. Right now, I'm going to be in my body and I'm going to feel these feelings and then allow them to move. So, yeah. Be really intrigued to know how you're all feeling at the moment, because I know lots of us are going through really big shifts. So, yeah, if you'd like to leave your comments, please do. Yeah, subscribe to my page, because I'm going to be doing more stuff on here and sharing more things. Yeah, I'm teaching yoga, and yeah, that's me. I've got a few offerings coming up in November which I'm really excited about too, but yeah, stay tuned for that. I have the intention of doing more yoga videos on YouTube, so if that's something that you would like, give me a thumbs up so that I know, because I don't want to spend, you know, hours filming yoga videos that no one's going to watch. So if you'd like to see some online yoga, please let me know what type of yoga, and yeah, I'll see what I can do. If there's people that want it, I'm going to do it. Sharing myself in the world. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to me and my sharing. I hope it's of some value to you, and yeah, I really appreciate any feedback. So yeah, namaste. I love you. Mwah!